Loading snacks.
Yo, what's good, Loading Stacks Universe? Your boy Jokes is here. I got the homie Marcus, and it's time for
Yep.
another edition of the Finisher Podcast.
Finisher.
Welcome to episode 27. Marcus, how you feeling tonight, man?
I'm feeling great. How about you?
I'm a little tired and a little hungry, but work's got to get done first, so we're doing this, and I'll take care of those things afterwards. But we got to get in here because we got to talk some wrestling. Um, Thank you guys, as usual, for coming in. This is the Finisher Podcast, where we're here to talk all things wrestling. Doesn't matter if it's future, past, or present. We're here to talk all things wrestling that's going on. Couple things we're going to get out the way before we get the show started. LoadingSnacks.com is your place to go to keep up with everything Loading Snacks related, whether it be, of course, the wrestling chat, our antics that we got going on in different conventions, Loading Snacks Weekly, all the other stuff that we do on the page. This is going to be your easiest way to keep up with everything that we do because we got a lot of stuff coming. Couple things happening this weekend that we're just getting info on that we're probably going to be doing. So stay tuned for some content probably coming from that, and you'll hear about that pretty soon for it. But other than that, Mark, you ready to go ahead and talk about some wrestling, man?
Hey, off the top ropes.
Off the top ropes. I want to go ahead and jump in. This is kind of a revisiting from something we talked about episodes and episodes ago. But now we'll talk about the WWE and TNA relationship. It's been now, I would say, a couple of years now since we've really gotten things off the ground and running with it. And now we're coming up to this. I can't even. It's not even a PLE. It's a normal Tuesday NXT episode that is now titled renamed to Showdown. It was Invasion as a play on, for those that are familiar with the WCW, WWE, ECW angle decades ago, that Invasion angle. We're doing the same thing with TNA over to the NXT side. Due to some things, they renamed it to Showdown. We get it. It's been renamed to Showdown. It's kind of an interesting thing to see how this is unfolding and some of the faces that we are seeing now because of being with TNA and now showing back up on NXT and WWE programming. It's kind of a full circle thing. I love to see it.
It's kind of ironic, to be honest.
It does.
Because for
Go
those of
go for
you
it.
who are new to watching our content, Jokes and I have always talked about an invasion angle. And I've always stated that my dream was for TNA to actually invade WWE because they got tired of being, at that point in time, the B show, the B promotion, the place where all the WWE rejects or have issues go to find success. And
Mm-hmm.
now here we are, 2025. We have an invasion angle, but it's not with majority of their talent being prior WWE superstars on said TNA roster, with
Mm-hmm.
maybe like two actual TNA originals, maybe three. So it's kind of
Very true.
ironic that their lineups are consisting of WWE previous talent. Not saying that they haven't been there at one point and then made it to
Mm-hmm.
WWE and then went back, but like you look at someone like AJ Styles, he didn't start in WWE, but you know he has his thing with people that can't see other people, so we got to keep him away from that. So there's that. uh my man Bobby Roode is no longer wrestling anymore. He's just a backstage hand in the E now. Uh, James Storms is doing James Storms things in in the indie circuit and
Hmm.
being freelance. So he's out. The only person they got now is Frankie Kazarian because uh Daniels is at AEW. Christopher Daniels.
Hmm.
So all the major like big pillars that were in TNA are all in other companies and
Hmm.
or no longer wrestling.
Yeah, and it's like, I would have liked to see some of them be a part of this, but with the roster that TNA has built over, I would say, the last few years, they've gotten a lot of solid stars under their belts that they have going on, and like we'll kind of go through. We'll go through a couple of these matches because some of these are just like there's just some irony in it. Like the one that I want to start with is the North American Championship that's actually going to happen. So Ethan Page versus Mustafa Ali. Now, he made a post. Mustafa made a post about this because 2 years ago, when he was released, he was in NXT, or he was on the main roster and he went back to NXT. I think he was supposed to have a shot at the North American Championship. Unfortunately, the phone call came through before that match actually happened that pretty much futured endeavored him and ended up having him leave the company.
Yep.
He actually made reference to that in the promo that he cut with Ethan Page, mentioning that. It's just crazy to see this come full circle that he is now back on the show, going for the championship. Honestly, has a good chance of possibly winning said North American Championship. I'm really eager to see how that unfolds. Um, let's look at Matt Cardona,
My
who
guy. That's my guy.
a no,
That's my guy. That's my guy.
I love Matt, and he's already said Zack Ryder's dead, that is buried. To see him show up is it's pretty clean. And he said that he is open to, of course, going back to WWE. But if he does that, he's no longer considered the indie god at that point in time for it. But I think he's made a staple enough on the indie side that if he decided to start to wrap things up, him coming back to the E right now is probably a good play. And by all means, Chelsea Green being there, I'm just waiting somehow for them to figure out if it does mean that Chelsea has to come off the main roster, even if it's just, a visit to come back over to NXT to have them either partner or do something. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that. Um the Hardy Boys, um they're going to be taking on Dark State, and it's going to be tag team for tag team championship. Winner takes all. The Hardys on NXT is a little weird because they would technically be main roster, but obviously they're TNA, so they're going to be. But I think having some veterans like the Hardy Boys being able to be in the mix of things, I like it. Granted, this is like they don't need to win this match. Them just being able to be here and do this portion of it. Listen,
I want them to win the match though.
it would be cool, but at the same time, I wouldn't be upset if they end up losing this match and then we end up seeing them move up to WWE's main roster and possibly come back over. Let's be real here. A lot of these stars that are on TNA are going to be transitioning over to NXT to WWE. Um, at this point now, it's only a matter of time before Joe Hendry is a part of WWE.
Hey, when
No
that
two ways.
happens, man, it's
There's no two ways. He's already listen. Joe Hendry in his time has already set foot, one, on a WrestleMania stage. Two, with one of the greatest to ever do it in Randy Orton. Like, to get that type of we trust you and we feel like you are capable of coming over here and doing this, that was already the pieces of it. And the fact that when he got there everyone loved him and knew who he was made it even better. But as we go through this, are we looking at TNA? Like, I think it's hard to say that TNA is going to can potentially be the number 2. But I think with having WWE and being able to help reinforcing some things behind scene, do you see the potential of TNA finally being able to shift gears once again and maybe become, because, like, let's be real, AEW wants to rival WWE, but I almost feel like that right now they're almost more of in line with the way that TNA produces, a little bit better because they definitely have the better bottom line dollar that can help support their product and what it is that they do.
Yeah, they're like TNA from like the mid 2000s. Like that's where AEW is. Like they're not like, oh, we're trying to be WCW to go against
Mm,
Raw and SmackDown. They're more like, we're like a young TNA, we're still finding our way, but we'll get there eventually. Versus TNA is like, yeah, we know we messed up. We broke the wheel. And so now we're trying to catch up
hmm
at our own pace. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how TNA and WWE's partnership plays out for these next couple of years. If
hmm
it continues to be long lasting, um, or if it's already underneath the umbrella and we're just waiting for the I's and the T's to be crossed, and then yeah, we're under the umbrella now, so expect to see more of these type of cross promotion type deals.
Yeah, because right now, like, I feel like we're building up to something more. Now, the first thing, like, for me that comes in mind when they originally announced it as being, Invasion, the first thing that came to mind at this point was like, oh, this is like the way that we're about to kick off how WWE is going to end up absorbing TNA under the banner. It doesn't seem like as of right now we're going to be pushing to do it that way, but that was first, like, when you correlate those two shows together, that's the first thing I think about is like, oh snap, this is like a winner take all. Let's be real, this was a winner take all. There's no way in hell that TNA would be, I mean, that TNA would be beating NXT. There's no way that they would be allowing that to actually happen. But I feel like we're trying to use this almost as the beginning part, like almost like this is like Survivor Series type
Yeah,
of
this is like
stuff that
this
we're
is a
doing.
mini. So that this is what this is. It's a mini. It's the Survivor Series before Survivor Series.
Because they call it like men's and women. They're literally the matches they're going to have. There is a Survivor Series tag team match type of thing. Like, there is a Team TNA versus Team TNA. There's both a men's match and there's a women's match, which obviously they're going to have their top stars being able to compete for the best of the two companies. Now, I kind of see this as maybe where we see a split that one of each side is going to win. The men may win, and then the women may win on one side for each of their respective teams on there. But it's like, where do we go from here? Because, like, at this point now, the relationship, like, we knew they entered into the agreement, and I think TNA is the one that benefits the most out of this deal.
Oh, of course.
Because obviously, clearly, NXT has been surviving on its own. Like, at one point, it was a developmental brand. NXT, it stands right next to SmackDown and Raw. And now with TNA, I feel like it's starting to become the developmental place for you to go before you get to NXT, then before you get to the main roster. Um, but what are
Doesn't
your thoughts?
sound right, but it is what it is now. But I want to say. it's a stopgap between NXT and stopgap between NXT then to Raw or SmackDown
Mm-hmm.
because like a good like if you have someone like Moose, you're not putting him in on NXT. He's going to one of the main brands
Mm-hmm.
because if they can do it with Omos, they can do it with Moose.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I don't have any problems with Omos's character,
Mm-hmm.
but he's no Moose. So like I would say TNA is TNA. Like it's not developmental. It's more of hey, uh NXT kind of a proving ground. I think it will go NXT, TNA, Raw, SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
If you okay, you got the fundamentals down. Okay, we're gonna put you on NXT. See how you go with a live crowd. If you get over there, let's see how you do with other seasoned talent that we have in this other company. You can. I was. It's kind of like in the music world, like blending the genres, like crossing over. Can you get over in another program?
Mm-hmm.
Once they understand you can, okay, now you're ready for the big show. So
Yeah.
that's how I view it. It's like because TNA isn't like so far beneath Raw and SmackDown to where they're considered developmental, like a OVW or
Mm-hmm.
Ring of Honor. So like that's where I would put it. It's like they're not Ring of Honor like developmental, but they're not like main Raw SmackDown currently.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in that sweet spot in between.
So let's just say like once this is all said and done, like what do they do? Because like this is kind of
They get bought up by Saudi Arabia.
at- that's becoming the thing nowadays with stuff, including gaming as well too. But um, where do we go after this? Because like to me, this is where we're like, okay, we're finally fully pitting NXT versus TNA. And like we've already had crossovers and things, but now we are fully going head to head with one another. Um, Once this is all said and done, it's kind of like, does TNA take like a small step back? Same thing with NXT, and maybe we just go back to just being silos, or are we
I
gonna
think
start
it's
seeing
gonna.
them?
I think it will be a catalyst. Not to cut you off,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a catalyst. So it's like now, okay, let's say one of whether it's the men's or the women's Survivor team wins.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, that's going to queue up. Okay, we're going onto the main roster now. Like we're going to the bigger pond and see what happens there. I figure
Mm-hmm.
that's how this partnership is going to go. Is we're going to see more TNA on on the main roster side. Should this go well? Like
Mm-hmm.
if these top performers do well in this pseudo PLE, okay, let's start right incorporating these small things onto the main roster, which is but they can find a way to incorporate it because if they do, then we can get my man Zilla, and it could be a whole big thing by War Games.
Yeah, like clearly War Games is going to be a thing because, and I kind of want to get to that for a quick second because when a couple episodes ago, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, teased themselves like making a return, and it was like, nah, y'all not getting back in the ring. That ain't happening. Um, and then William Regal came out and did the traditional War Games, and so Now it seems like we're going to set up Team Triple H versus Team Shawn Michaels. And I feel like we would be pulling from both NXT and TNA to potentially do this. Um, and this is kind of like the be all to be all. Like for the TNA stars to get this, like if you guys win your match, you're gonna get yourself an NXT contract to come over here. Some of them could come over, and Trips may, just give the nod. Hey, you're going to Raw or SmackDown, because there's a couple faces on there that I could easily see make that transition over. But I'm kind of in a place where I'm like, I don't know where we necessarily fully go from this point, because like this to me almost seems like, I don't want to say we're nearing the tip of the iceberg. I feel like as far as the way that you can keep going back and forth between the two shows, and we got to figure out where we're going to pull things in. I feel like by the time we get to either possibly Bound for Glory, which of course for those aren't is TNA's biggest show of the year, that would be the WrestleMania equivalent for them. Um, I think we'll start to see where, if, because I know like we knew the offer was on the table that if someone offered to buy TNA, WWE would have the first stake in either declining or being able to accept a purchase offer in there for it if anybody even tried that for it. I almost feel like this is where we may find out that WWE has quietly acquired TNA under the WWE banner, and we go from there. It's going to be interesting to finally see some of these names that are in TNA be officially back under WWE. Um, I really feel
Oh,
like there's been plotting involved here with, some of these stars that have been released from their NXT and WWE contracts to then go over to AEW to TNA and now just show back up on the show. It's weird. I know some of them I know left with sour taste in their mouth, probably with contracts or whatever. But I know there's some people that left that probably have no ill will. Um, I am honestly one of my biggest things is seeing the inspiration slash the iconics back on the WWE side. Oh, by the way, I just got an post that they have officially won the TNA women's tag team championships. So they're now champions again. Um, I really want to see them back because if we're gonna try, I think Marcus, I think we're gonna try to do the women's tag team thing again fully in WWE. If we pull some of the women's tag teams from TNA, I feel like we have a little bit of a better opportunity to do this.
oh, there will be 100% better because that's one good thing about TNA is their women tag team division are actual fucking tag teams.
So I think we have an opportunity with that we will be able to throw around. Um, Whether it ends up being, they're going to end up merging tag team belts or merging certain championships to be able to go between all the shows on there. Um, but I'm eager. I'm really eager to see how this plays out afterwards. Because
I mean,
depending on,
I
I
just want
think,
for the one time Nick Nemeth to be announced as Dolph Ziggler. He's like, I'm not Dolph Ziggler. For those,
hey, that's going to happen.
I'm sorry, not Nick Nemeth, Ryan Nemeth. Wrong Nemeth brother. I'm sorry. What
No,
I need them,
Nick Nemeth is definitely Dolph Ziggler. You were right.
yeah, that's no, I am right. Cause no, yeah, I'm right in saying that I want Ryan to show up and I need them to say he's Dolph Ziggler, and he needs to say I'm not Dolph
Oh, you
Ziggler
want them to confuse the
because
two up? No.
exactly. For those of you who don't know, Ryan Nemeth is Nick Nemeth's actual brother, his younger brother, and they're basically twins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And so he could
but
totally be Dolph Ziggler, quote unquote, in WWE, while Nick Nemeth, who was Dolph Ziggler, is in TNA.
mm,
And
eager
then
to
that's
see
how
if
he gets
that.
his and then that's how he gets his big glow up in the WWE. He's like, Hey, I'm Ryan Nemeth. No, you're not. You're Dolph Ziggler. It's a WWE. See, I done shoehorned you the idea. Just go with it.
There's no reason why people should get the two of them mixed up. If they do, like, I just you know you weren't a fan of them back in the day, but yeah, I'm all game for this ongoing partnership relationship that we've been doing. I think for TNA, this is definitely putting more eyes back on the TNA product, which I'm very happy for. Um, they were in some rocky spots for some years, and this partnership I think has revitalized and given another level of life to TNA. I think they were doing okay before things partnered up with the WWE, but definitely now you're putting more eyes on the product. You're putting your big talent from NXT over on TNA to show up from time to time. Trick Williams is handling business both ways. Like, I'm loving him as um, TNA champion. I'm sure at some point he's going to end up dropping that belt to one of the actual TNA stars again. But I'm digging the angle that they're doing with it. Showdown's going to be pretty cool. I kind of hate that it is just being treated as just another episode of NXT on a Tuesday night. I feel like this is like mini PLE caliber type of thing that you're doing, but they're not
Because
quite
it's
giving it
NXT.
that pomp and circumstance. So I feel like there's a reasoning behind that, probably because if this is going to end up bleeding over into Survivor Series, into War Games, or to whatever they're going to have as their name, this seems like this may be that linking up to that being like, oh, this is going to be the end of the TNA versus NXT storyline on here, and we're going to figure out how to work everything together. But I'm digging it so far. What you got, Marcus?
I mean, let's see. We covered the showdown already. Uh, talk about Saturday night main event coming
Oh, coming
and
to
how
DC?
and how crazy ticket prices are.
We were talking about this for like we were talking about pricing like for WrestleMania, but yeah, John Cena. So they've officially announced that
Officially,
Saturday night's main event in Washington D.C. will be John Cena's final match. As of now, we don't know who the opponent is going to be. I got I'm sure we both have different theories that we can talk about for a little bit. Um, but these ticket prices, some of these prices that I think was it $11,000 for the it's something I don't think I have ever now my Marcus, you're right there with me. I've been to as I'm gonna change different names. Been to it as Verizon Center. I've been to it as Capital One Arena. I've been to it as the MCI Center. And I've had a little inside baseball. Mom's worked for Ticketmaster for years. I don't think I've ever heard of a price ticket like that at Capital One. Ever. Ever.
people smoking crack, bro.
I
I'm
get the
sorry. That's not PG.
like I get it. This is Cena's final match, and it's going to be a big draw. But goodness, like ringside, like not happening. And I think the least expensive was like $500, and that's in like the 400 section, maybe like $400 or $500. Yeah, it's it's kind of insane. Like I get it. I keep it's last John Cena. It's going to be a big thing. I don't know. Like this is
Bro, do you
TKO.
like I'm trying to figure out like if this is actually going to like it probably will. No, I don't like I
It's going to
don't
sell
even
out. It's going to sell out. There's listen. There's no
bro,
two
but
ways
that's
about it.
insane. Like 11,000, 5,000 for a seat. I'm sorry, maybe hey, y'all could call me being a broke boy or whatever, but them joints are expensive. Those are like if I'm going to Vegas to WrestleMania type level seats. That's like I'm in the VIP section for a Beyonce concert, or matter of
Yeah.
fact, a Bad Bunny concert. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah. I it's insane. And I just I,
Know what?
I
All that money is going to is going towards the we're purchasing the TNA fund. That's why. That's why.
probably were. Like I'm trying to pull up. I know tickets aren't on sale to the general public yet, but those prices have already been put out there. I don't it's crazy. You know, even without like knowing who his opponent's going to be, I'll we can throw out some theories, but like right now the number one person that comes to mind is just because of what happened is Brock Lesnar. Uh, the last match the two of them had was that a week ago at WrestlePalooza, 2 weeks ago. Brock Lesnar utterly just destroyed Cena. Like
Who's
it
going to
was
get back in?
completely
What's a Crown Jewel? Crown Jewel is next, right? Is Crown
is
Jewel the
next.
Survivor Series?
hmm But you give Cena the final time to conquer the Beast, which I think right now story wise, like that is one play. People were talking about, oh, you should have Adam Copeland come back over to like as much as that would be a cool thing. Realistically, that is not going to happen. Whoever the final they're going to be someone that's currently in the E right now. We do know for Crown Jewel is in Perth. Cena and AJ, thanks to the fans, is the match that is happening there. AJ, of course, we know is coming up on next year is going to pretty much be it for him. So for him to have this type of opportunity as well, too, like I wouldn't have been mad if Cena and AJ would have probably been the final match. Like I feel like the two of them now have built up a good history with each other. Um, the beat down John Cena thing
I'm gonna
that
do
he
my favorite thing I
established
love in the world: beat up John Cena.
what was solid on there. That when AJ first came in, like Cena was kind of that first target that got sights put on because of the WWE Championship. Um, like I feel like it's going to end up being whoever the final. Like to me, I've already said this. It should be R-Truth. I, I I was hoping. Listen, I
Now
was hoping.
we're about to be in DC.
Look,
It just may be our truth.
I was hoping with the way you know what when they let R-Truth go, we got him back thanks to the fans. We got him back. He did that whole promo about the not having R-Truth. This is Ron Killings. I was like, holy crap, we are on to something right now. For WWE to pretty
Oh,
much pull that rug, and now he's just back to R-Truth. Like I feel like if that would have kept going, that should have been in game. I know, and I used that same thing. Cena Truth should be that final match, but in the context of what it is right now, I feel like it just doesn't hold the weight the same way that it would. It could be Randy Orton. I feel like they have had a solid history that could be the final potential match in there for it. I wouldn't mind seeing an Orton versus Cena one more time. Cody and Cena, since Cena is no longer the heel, I doubt that we would probably go that route. I think that's just more of a mutual respect type of thing of doing it at that point, which I don't think we necessarily need. But I'm starting to get the feeling that whoever it's going to be, it's going to be someone left field. It's not going to be these typicals that actually make sense for it. What do
it's
you
gonna be Joe
think?
Hendry.
Uh, that would be cool if Joe Hendry was to get that type of match. That is literally passing the torch. And don't get me wrong, Joe Hendry is solid. He's solid. I don't know if he is necessarily the John Cena pass the torch solid just yet. But I do think he has the makings of being someone that could be. Clearly, he's already well loved by everyone. So it's an organic thing that, like, listen, some wrestlers just can't organically get over with the crowd.
Oh, it could be a Wyatt.
It could be Bo. Right now, I just don't, and it doesn't make sense. Like, same thing. It would be a mutual respect type of thing. Cena fought Bray. He didn't win that match. Um, I don't think it would be Bo. I think maybe if the Wyatt Six would have been having a much more stable run. I mean, right now with them having the tag team championships, I think is giving them a little bit more stabilization in the characters. But I feel like the aura of what we were trying to do with the Wyatt Six, I feel like it's just not there. And I love I love the aura, like what they do with the YS6, but I feel like it just doesn't have it the way when they first showed up as this crew to start things up. Thanks to people got hurt, slow things down.
Yep.
Um, but I'm not paying. I'm sorry. I want to see. I would love to be able to see Cena one last time. I'm not paying $1,500 and $2,000 at the Capital One Arena. It's not. That's just not the kind of venue that kind of cost warrants on there for it. And maybe that's just me from going to Capital One Arena so much. Uh I don't know. It's just insane. It's insane. Who else you think could be Cena's final opponent?
I mean, from the E, like not too many hitters
Mm-hmm.
that can that can be up there. And I swear, if it's Dirty Dom, it will be such a waste. Like it wouldn't be a bad match, but it would be a waste.
Dom would be listen, it can make sense because you know what? He's gonna get more heat. It'll put the eyes on obviously he's Triple A Mega Champ. Hey, listen, he's Triple A Mega Champion. Dom is off to the races right now, and him beating Cena in his final match, I feel like just cements Dom as being the up and coming person in the E currently right now. He's
As
Intercontinental
long as it's just
Champion.
not Logan Paul, bro. Like, as long
I
as
don't
it's
think
not
it'll be
Logan
Logan.
Paul.
I feel like Logan and Cena will happen again on like SmackDown. Like I feel like they're gonna have one
Nope.
more
It's the
crossing
final
paths,
time. Nope. It's the final time. By
and
Saturday night main event, like that has already have to have happened.
like I don't think it's gonna be The Rock. I don't need that again. We've now had that what 3 times now? Has it been 3 times?
Basically.
If you include the tag match, like I think that would be too big of a match for a Saturday night's main event. That is, you got to have it one of your big four.
I mean, I wouldn't be if it was like Demon Finn.
That's been teased. Demon Finn, like when he was on AAA and had the Demon Finn puppet. Like I think that's as close as we're gonna get back to the
I mean,
Demon,
it's on Raw
unfortunately.
now too, so Demon Finn puppet.
But yeah, I'm
Like,
stumped.
I'm
I just
sorry,
hope
like WWE doesn't have like the hitters. Matter of fact,
they have the
Matt
hitters.
Cardona. I mean, like they have the hitters, but like for John Cena's final match
Mm-hmm.
ever,
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote, in the WWE.
Yeah, it has to be someone history making. I think honestly, for me right now, the safe play is Randy Orton. I think that's your safe play. Like I feel like they got the history together. They have the respect for one
I
another.
mean, I can see in a world where Adam Copeland goes to Tony and was just like, yo, I need to go handle this real quick. I'll be back by Friday.
It's not gonna happen. It's cool. As
One
cool as that
time
is,
only. One time only. Let it happen.
and he would just have to get back in time because I do believe right now, uh, Adam is actually out because he is recording. What's the name of the show?
Percy Jackson.
The Percy Jackson show. So I don't know exactly what type of time that'll eat up. I don't. I doubt that'll be a 2 month type of thing, but who knows how that could go. He may not even be in a
Hey, but
position.
that aligns. That aligns because then, since it will be in DC, he's not showing up for tapings of AEW.
Yeah, they that listen. If WWE and AEW had a better relationship, sure.
It's not even an AEW. It's just like Adam is a veteran, and I'm pretty sure he's not on like a super ironclad contract.
I'm sure he is. But you know who else is out there that you know what? Maybe Chris Jericho.
I don't need it to be Chris Jericho unless
I
it's
don't need it to
like
be.
unless he's like super fit again and is like been like doing more cardio and stuff, then I could see it.
It's it's more than that. Like they have a history too, and Jericho right now, like I feel like he's kind of in limbo. Like the talks where he's quietly exiting AEW. So maybe they don't. Maybe that's not the final match, but maybe that is a crossing paths at some point over the next couple of months. Um, yeah, I don't think that'll be it either. But Adam Copeland, as cool as it would be, it ain't going down. I think Lesnar, Orton, R-Truth. That's currently my top three on who's probably going to have someone pay $12,000 to sit at the Capital One Arena to see Cena's final match.
Well,
I
you
think
don't think
those
it's
are your
going to be
three.
solo?
You said,
Well, you don't think it's going to be solo?
nah, it's not gonna be solo. No, the two of them, like I'm imagining the Saturday Night's main event poster or that like that ad that they put up
Could be Jacob
with
though.
two people on there. I don't think it'll be Jacob. Like as solid as it would be as a run, as a respect level, Jacob and Solo are not going to be the ones to be Cena's final match. It's going to be someone that is just that same caliber as he is. Our Truth is going to be able to send him off.
I mean,
And
I can
listen,
see a CM Punk run back.
a CM Punk run back could be kind of dope. It could be kind of dope. And you know, by the time we get to it, CM Punk will probably be done with whatever few we're going to be working. Because right now, like him and AJ, Seth and Becky, I feel like that's going to go on for a little while longer. So we have to see how that pans out. But yeah, those are my three. What three you got? What is your three that you think would be Cena's final match?
Match. I have a Randy. Randy's
Mm-hmm.
up there. I have a Jay. Jay Uso. And then mm, I'll say with since TNA is a thing, I'll throw in Matt Cardona, the complete Matt Cardona. That will be a full circle moment for both of them. That
I
is
agree.
long term storytelling. So
I
yeah,
I'm not mad at those three. Cardona, I think, does fit the bill, and now is currently in striking distance of being able to do that. They have history as well too. The Zack Ryder side of things, the United States Championship. So there's
him
potential
stealing
in that
his
too.
on screen girlfriend.
There's potential. There's potential both ways. Um,
And Matt Cardona isn't a face in TNA. He's a heel right now.
oh, Matt Card. Listen, he's just Matt Cardona. Like I like
Matt Cardona is Matt Cardona.
it's not even a face or heel thing. He's just Matt Cardona. That's just how it is. Um, for y'all watching and for y'all listening, if you're able to see this on one of our platforms, let us know who are your three choices on who should be John Cena's final opponent at Saturday night's main event. Let us know in the comments. We're gonna get ready to wrap things up. This has been the Finisher Podcast, episode 27. Um, are you spending $12,000 to go see John Cena this final time? Hey, listen, if you are, let us know because I'm eager. I am eager to hear about your experience. And if you
Yep.
get anything besides the normal take home chair, maybe it'll be autographed. I don't know. I want to hear about your experience. Uh, Marcus, any other parting words or anything before we get out of here?
No, sir.
I dig it. For the homie Marcus, this your boy Jokes. We gonna go ahead and close things out. Marcus, let the people know what they need to hear.
Just because your back is against the ropes doesn't mean you can't move forward. That we're out. Lose and lose.
Loading snacks.